Welcome back to my channel, Pocket Change Coins. If you're excited about finding hidden gems in your pocket change, you're in the right place. First, we're going to uncover some of the most valuable and rare US coins that could be worth a fortune. Let's dive in. We have something truly special to discuss, something that may be hiding in your coin jar right now. If you're lucky, you could have a 1999 Connecticut state quarter that's worth far more than just 25 cents. You might have heard of rare coins fetching high prices, but what makes this particular quarter stand out in the world of numismatics? Let's dive into its fascinating history, unique features, and how much it could be worth today. The 1999 Connecticut state quarter is part of the 50 state quarters program, which was a series of commemorative coins issued by the U.S. Mint between 1999 and 2008. Each state was honored with its own quarter, showcasing a design that reflects its unique heritage and contributions to the country. Connecticut's quarter was the fifth in the series, and it's a beautiful coin that pays tribute to the state's rich historical past. What makes the Connecticut quarter so captivating is its design. The reverse side of the coin features a stunning depiction of the charter oak, a famous symbol of Connecticut's independence and strength. In 1687, the charter, which granted Connecticut its self-governing rights, was hidden inside the hollow of this oak tree to protect it from the British governor who sought to seize it. The image on the coin beautifully captures the tree with its massive branches and deep roots, symbolizing the state's endurance and resilience throughout history. Above the tree, you'll also see the state's name and the year it became a state, 1788, and the year the quarter was issued, 1999. This coin also includes the iconic words, "The Constitution State," referencing Connecticut's role in the formation of the United States government. As one of the original 13 colonies, Connecticut played a crucial part in shaping the nation's future, particularly during the Constitutional Convention. This makes the coin a powerful symbol of the state's long-lasting influence on American history. But let's talk about value, because here's where things get really exciting. While the 1999 Connecticut quarter was widely circulated, not all coins are created equal. Some quarters have a certain rarity or error that can make them incredibly valuable. For example, a well-preserved 1999 Connecticut quarter in mint condition can fetch a higher price simply due to its age, scarcity, and the fact that it was part of a highly collectible series. However, there's one key factor that can elevate the 1999 Connecticut quarter to a level of rare coin fame: the double die error. This occurs when the coin's design is struck more than once, causing parts of the design, like the inscriptions or the image, to appear doubled or shifted. When this happens, collectors go wild, as these errors are highly sought after. The double die variety of the 1999 Connecticut quarter is particularly desirable because it's a relatively rare mistake that adds unique value to the coin. If you happen to find a 1999 Connecticut state quarter with such an error, or even one in unblemished mint condition, you could be holding a coin worth significantly more than just a quarter. But how much are we talking here? If you have one of these rare quarters with a double die error, or simply one that has been well preserved over time, it can be valued at a stunning $54,000. Yes, you read that correctly, $54,000 for a single quarter. That's the potential value of a 1999 Connecticut quarter with the right characteristics or errors. The higher the grade, the higher the value, so make sure to examine any quarters you come across closely for those small but important details. It's worth noting that even if your coin doesn't have a double die error, a well-preserved, uncirculated 1999 Connecticut quarter still holds significant value as part of the popular 50 state quarters program. These coins have only grown in popularity over the years as collectors strive to complete their collections, and the demand for certain states, like Connecticut, continues to rise. To sum it up, don't just treat your 1999 Connecticut state quarter like any other coin. If you come across one of these, take the time to inspect it. It might not seem like much at first, but you could be holding a rare piece of history that is far more valuable than its face value. And who knows, with a double die error or impeccable condition, you could have a coin worth an incredible $54,000, a find that would be the envy of any collector. Second rare coin, we're talking about the Louisiana state quarter, issued in 2002 as part of the U.S. Mint's famous 50 state quarters program. This coin, though often overlooked, could be worth far more than you think. Stick around, because by the end of this video, we'll reveal just how much a Louisiana state quarter could be worth in today's market. First, let's talk about why the Louisiana state quarter is so special. This coin, minted in 2002, was the 18th coin released in the 50 State Quarters program, a series that ran from 1999 to 2008, each state having its own unique design. The Louisiana State Quarter honors the state's rich cultural heritage and its significance in American history. Louisiana, known for its deep roots in French influence, vibrant music, and, of course, the Louisiana Purchase of 1803, has had a tremendous impact on the development of the United States. The reverse side of the coin features an image of a bald eagle, soaring above the Mississippi River with a magnolia blossom beneath it. The magnolia, a symbol of strength, beauty, and perseverance, is the state flower of Louisiana, while the eagle represents the freedom and spirit of the state. This design perfectly encapsulates Louisiana's majestic landscapes, unique cultural identity, and its important role in American history. You can also spot the inscription, Louisiana 1812, marking the year the state was admitted into the Union. The obverse side of the coin, as usual, features the familiar portrait of George Washington, the first President of the United States. But what really catches the eye on the Louisiana coin is the intricate detail on the reverse side, showcasing the eagle's wings spread wide, the river flowing underneath, and the magnolia delicately portrayed in the center. All of these elements come together to tell the story of Louisiana's journey from a French colony to a vibrant, diverse state within the Union. Now, let's get to the part that really excites collectors: the value of the Louisiana state quarter. While most people tend to think of quarters as mere pocket change, coins like the Louisiana state quarter have become highly desirable among collectors, especially when they're in pristine condition. The value of this quarter can vary depending on several factors: the year it was minted, its condition, any special errors, and of course, its rarity. For the 2002 Louisiana state quarter, you're likely to see most in circulation or in decent condition fetching a modest price. However, there's a twist. Certain unblemished quarters, those in uncirculated or mint condition, hold much higher value. These are coins that were either never used in daily transactions or have been kept in perfect conditions, free from scratches or wear. But wait, there's more. If you happen to find a Louisiana state quarter with a rare error, such as a double die or other minting flaw, it could be worth substantially more than your average quarter. One of the most valuable Louisiana state quarters out there is the 2002 P Mintmark version. Coins from this mint are known for having high-quality production and are often prized by collectors. But the real treasure here is the rarity of some specific coins that are ungraded or have error details that make them stand out from the crowd. If you're lucky enough to have an error coin, you could be sitting on a small fortune. For example, some rare variations of the Louisiana state quarter have been sold for as much as $40,000. Yes, you read that right, $40,000 for a single quarter. So, if you're someone who's kept a collection of quarters, or if you come across an old 2002 Louisiana state quarter, it might be worth your while to take a closer look. You could be holding something far more valuable than its face value, but what makes a quarter like this so valuable? It's all about rarity. As more time passes, fewer uncirculated coins remain in pristine condition. Coins that were released into circulation were used and, as a result, most of them show signs of wear and tear. The ones that remain uncirculated or in flawless condition are much rarer, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for them. Plus, coins with any kind of minting error, whether it's a slight design flaw or a double die, can easily increase the value by several $1,000s, depending on how significant the error is. If you think you've stumbled upon a 2002 Louisiana state quarter with these special characteristics, it's time to get it appraised. A professional grader can determine the coin's condition, its minting details, and whether it holds any unique features that could make it a highly sought-after piece for collectors. In summary, the 2002 Louisiana state quarter is much more than just a simple coin. It's a piece of history, a symbol of Louisiana's vibrant culture, and a potential treasure for collectors. Whether you have one of these quarters in your collection or are looking for one to add, remember that a well-preserved, error-free quarter could be worth an impressive $40,000. So, the next time you go through your pocket change, make sure you don't miss out on something that could turn into a fortune. Third expensive coin, we're going to explore one of the most fascinating coins in the State Quarters program, the 2002 Mississippi State Quarter. This coin is more than just a piece of change, it's a collector's gem that could be worth far more than you think. So, stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know why this quarter might just be the treasure you've been searching for. Let's start with a bit of history to set the stage. The Mississippi State Quarter was the 20th coin released in the 50 State Quarters program, which began in 1999 and ran until 2008. Each state had its own unique coin design, celebrating its heritage, history, and cultural significance. Mississippi's quarter was released in 2002, marking its 1817 admission into the Union. This quarter holds great importance not just for collectors, but also for those interested in the history of Mississippi and the United States. The reverse side of the Mississippi State Quarter is where the magic truly lies. The design is stunning, featuring a magnolia tree in full bloom. The magnolia is the state flower of Mississippi, and it beautifully represents the state's natural beauty and heritage. Along with the magnolia, you'll also find the Mississippi River, which is a symbol of the state's economy, culture, and history. The coin proudly features the inscription, Mississippi 1817, signifying the year the state was officially admitted to the Union. This design captures the heart and soul of Mississippi, a state known for its rich history, beautiful landscapes, and powerful influence on American culture. The obverse side of the coin, like all U.S. quarters, features the iconic portrait of George Washington, the first President of the United States. As with all coins in the State Quarters program, the design of the reverse side is what sets each coin apart and gives it its unique value. Now, let's talk about the real question: how much is the 2002 Mississippi State Quarter worth? At first glance, this coin might seem like just another quarter you could toss into your pocket change jar. But if you dig a little deeper, you'll realize that it could be worth a lot more, especially if you find it in pristine condition or if it has any unique features. The value of this quarter depends on a few important factors. First and foremost, its condition is crucial. The closer it is to uncirculated or mint state, the higher its value. Coins that have been used in everyday transactions tend to show signs of wear, but those that have been kept in perfect condition, stored carefully in protective cases, or even in a roll of untouched quarters, are much rarer and thus more valuable. Uncirculated coins are worth more because they have barely any contact with the outside world, maintaining their shine and sharp details, but that's not all. Some quarters in the 50 State Quarters program, including the Mississippi State Quarter, are especially valuable if they feature any errors. Minting errors can add significant value to a coin because they make it one of a kind. Common types of errors include double die, off-center strikes, or clipped planchets, which occur when the coin isn't stamped correctly. These types of errors can make a coin incredibly rare, and collectors will pay a premium to own one. If you happen to find a 2002 Mississippi State Quarter with any kind of error, you might just be sitting on a small fortune. For instance, if you come across a coin with a double die error, meaning the design was stamped twice in slightly different positions, it could significantly increase the coin's value. A misaligned die could also raise the price, as it creates an interesting look and is highly sought after by numismatists. Now, you might be wondering how much this 2002 Mississippi State Quarter could actually be worth. Well, if you find a well-preserved example of this coin, it could fetch anywhere from a few dollars to a few $100s depending on its condition. However, if you manage to find an error coin, that's where the real value lies. Certain rare error Mississippi State Quarters have been known to fetch prices in the thousands of dollars. So, how high can the price go? For a pristine, error-free coin, you could expect it to be worth around $40 to $50 in the market. But if you find a genuine mint error, something truly rare and unique, you could be looking at a coin worth upwards of $38,000. That's right, you heard it. $38,000 for a single 2002 Mississippi State Quarter, a coin that was once just another quarter in circulation. It's incredible to think that something so seemingly ordinary can hold such extraordinary value. This just goes to show that with the right knowledge and a little bit of luck, you can turn a modest coin collection into a treasure trove of rare and valuable pieces. Of course, not every Mississippi state quarter will be worth this much. But if you have a collection of quarters, it's definitely worth your time to check for any unusual features or perfectly preserved examples. A good way to get started is to carefully inspect your quarters for any errors, as these tend to be the most valuable. If you're not sure whether your coin has a significant error, it might be a good idea to take it to a professional numismatist or get it graded by a reputable coin grading service. A certified coin can be worth much more, especially when it's graded with a high rating. To wrap up, the 2002 Mississippi State Quarter is an example of how a simple coin can become a collector's dream. With its beautiful design, rich history, and potential for rare mint errors, this coin is something you definitely don't want to overlook. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a newbie looking to start your own coin collection, the Mississippi State Quarter could be the next great find. And remember, if you happen to find one in pristine condition or with a rare mint error, you might just be holding on to a quarter worth $38,000. Especially, we're diving deep into a fantastic coin from the 50 State Quarters program, the 2008 Arizona State Quarter. This particular coin isn't just a beautiful tribute to the state of Arizona, it's a potential goldmine for collectors. Stick around to discover why this quarter, despite its age, could be worth a staggering amount of money. First, let's take a step back and talk about the 50 State Quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008. This ambitious program was launched by the U.S. Mint to celebrate the history, culture, and natural wonders of all 50 states. Each quarter was issued in the order that states were admitted to the Union, with each featuring a design that represented that state's unique identity. The Arizona State Quarter was released in 2008 as the 48th coin in the series and was the final coin for the program before it wrapped up. The reverse of the Arizona State Quarter is strikingly beautiful. The design showcases the Grand Canyon, one of the most famous landmarks in the world and a symbol of Arizona's rich natural heritage. On the coin, you can see the grandeur of the canyon in vivid detail, and the coin also includes a small image of a saguaro's cactus, which is synonymous with the Arizona desert landscape. The words Grand Canyon State are emblazoned across the bottom, cementing the coin's representation of Arizona's most iconic natural wonder. Now, let's shift focus and look at what makes the 2008 Arizona State Quarter so valuable. When most people think of quarters, they think of coins that are worth just 25 cents, but some of these state quarters can fetch amounts that are far more impressive. The key to their value lies in their condition and rarity. You see, the Arizona State Quarter is valuable because it was only minted for a limited period. And like any limited edition item, it increases in rarity as time goes by. The coin was released in 2008, so it's not exactly ancient, but its status as part of a collector's series makes it special. That's right, its value goes far beyond face value due to the attention it garnered as part of the broader State Quarters program, but we haven't even gotten to the most exciting part yet. The value of this coin can increase substantially depending on its condition. Most state quarters that have been in circulation for a while show signs of wear and tear, making them less valuable. However, if you manage to find a 2008 Arizona State Quarter that's still in mint condition or even proof condition, you could be looking at a serious payday. The most valuable Arizona State Quarters are those that were never circulated, coins that have remained in perfect condition since they were minted. These coins are considered uncirculated and can be worth much more than the typical 25-cent value. So, how much are these coins worth? Well, it all comes down to demand and rarity. The more pristine and flawless the coin, the higher the value, but here's where things get even more exciting. Just like with other coins in the State Quarters program, error coins can be worth a significant amount more. Imagine finding a misprint or minting error on your Arizona quarter. For example, if there's a double die error, where the design was stamped twice, that could make the coin incredibly rare and valuable. Coins with these kinds of mistakes are highly sought after by collectors, and they can be worth a substantial premium over regular, uncirculated coins. Even if you don't come across a mint error, you still have the potential for some serious earnings. The 2008 Arizona State Quarter in perfect condition can sell for hundreds of dollars depending on the market. However, if you're one of the lucky few to find an error coin, the value skyrockets. Some of these rare Arizona state quarters have been known to fetch prices as high as $26,000, yes, you heard that right. A 2008 Arizona state quarter could be worth $26,000 if it's the right kind of error coin or in flawless, proof-like condition. Imagine finding this coin tucked away in your pocket change, or in a roll of quarters you bought at the bank. It would be a collector's dream come true, but even if you don't stumble upon an error coin, there's still significant value in well-preserved examples. A mint condition Arizona quarter, one that's never been in circulation, could fetch up to several $100s, depending on the exact state of the coin and whether it's certified as being graded by a professional coin grading service. Now, let's talk about how you can get started in identifying and collecting valuable 2008 Arizona state quarters. The first step is to pay close attention to the coins in your collection. Look for coins that are in pristine condition, meaning they have no visible scratches, dings, or discoloration. Uncirculated or proof coins are where the real value lies. If you're looking through rolls of quarters, take the time to carefully examine each one. You never know, you might just come across the rare coin you've been waiting for. To make sure you get top dollar for your quarter, consider getting it graded by a professional service, like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. They'll evaluate the condition of the coin and give it a rating, which can significantly affect its value in the marketplace. In conclusion, the 2008 Arizona state quarter is much more than just a quarter. It's a piece of history that could be worth far more than its original 25-cent value, especially if you find it in perfect or uncirculated condition, or if you're lucky enough to come across a minting error. If you do find one in exceptional shape, you might just be holding onto a coin worth $26,000. Next coin, we're diving into the 2013 Harper's Ferry quarter from the America the Beautiful Quarters program. This coin is unique, special, and yes, it holds a significant potential value if you happen to come across the right version of it. Let's take a closer look at why this particular quarter could be worth far more than the face value of just 25 cents. First off, the America the Beautiful Quarters program was launched by the U.S. Mint in 2010 and ran through 2021. The program was designed to honor the beauty, history, and culture of America's national parks and historic sites. Each year, 5 different national sites were selected to be featured on the reverse of the quarters. In 2013, one of those quarters was dedicated to Harper's Ferry National Historical Park, located in West Virginia. The Harper's Ferry quarter is the first coin in the series to honor a site in West Virginia, and it features a striking design. On the reverse of the coin, you'll see an image of John Brown's fort, which was an important location during the 1859 raid led by abolitionist John Brown. The fort is a symbol of the battle for freedom and is deeply tied to the history of the United States, particularly the fight against slavery. The design also features a soldier with a rifle in hand, representing the U.S. military who were involved in the raid's aftermath. The phrase, Harper's Ferry, is inscribed above the image, along with West Virginia and 2013, marking the year the coin was minted. While the design is historically significant, what really makes this coin stand out in the world of coin collecting is its rarity and the potential for mint errors. These kinds of coins produced in limited quantities or with mistakes during the minting process, can be highly sought after by collectors. When it comes to the 2013 Harper's Ferry quarter, the value is determined by several factors, including the coin's condition, rarity, and whether it has any minting errors. Most of the coins produced by the U.S. Mint are circulated into daily commerce. So, unless you happen to find a minted proof or an uncirculated coin, you'll typically encounter quarters that have experienced some wear and tear. Coins that have been in circulation can be much less valuable than those that have been carefully preserved, which is why unopened rolls of Harper's Ferry quarters are so desirable among collectors. Now, let's talk about mint errors, because this is where things really get exciting. If you find a Harper's Ferry quarter with a misstrike, a double die, or any other kind of error, your coin could be worth a small fortune. Collectors pay a premium for coins that have these rare imperfections, and the Harper's Ferry quarter is no exception. Coins with double strikes or off-center prints are highly prized by those looking to expand their collections, and they can sometimes sell for thousands of dollars. for those who find Harper's Ferry quarters in perfect uncirculated condition, the value can still be higher than the 25-cent face value. Uncirculated coins are those that have never been used in daily commerce and have maintained their original, flawless condition. These coins might be worth a few dollars or more depending on the demand and rarity. The 2013 Harper's Ferry quarter, if found in excellent condition, could fetch a nice premium, especially if it's graded by a professional grading service. For the most part, collectors are on the lookout for mint errors or special versions of the quarter that have been preserved in pristine condition. In fact, the Harper's Ferry quarter, like many of the America the Beautiful quarters, has a potential value that exceeds its face value by thousands of dollars. You're probably wondering by now, just how much could a rare 2013 Harper's Ferry quarter really be worth? The answer is simple: if you manage to find one in mint state or, better yet, an error coin, the value can soar. Coins from this series in perfect condition are not uncommon, but a mint error or limited edition piece can increase a coin's value exponentially. The most valuable 2013 Harper's Ferry quarter has been known to fetch prices as high as $33,000. Yes, you read that right, $33,000 for a quarter. This is an incredible amount for a coin that you could easily overlook if you weren't paying close attention. So, next time you're going through your change or checking out a roll of quarters, take an extra minute to carefully examine the Harper's Ferry quarter. You just might be holding on to a valuable piece of history. Finding a rare coin like this isn't as hard as it sounds. Keep in mind that you don't always need to have a magnifying glass or specialized tools to spot a potential mint error. Simple things like misaligned dies, off-center strikes, or unusual design flaws can make a big difference. But even without errors, the right uncirculated or proof version of the Harper's Ferry quarter can be highly sought after. So, how do you get started with collecting and identifying valuable coins like the 2013 Harper's Ferry quarter? The first step is to familiarize yourself with what you're looking for. Learn about the design, study the different variations, and most importantly, pay close attention to the condition of the coin. If you have a quarter from this series, hold on to it, especially if it appears to be in unworn condition. A well-preserved coin is always a good candidate for future appreciation. Finally, if you think you found a coin with a potential mint error, it's worth getting it graded by a professional service, like PCGS or NGC. This can not only authenticate the coin but also give you a better sense of its market value. In conclusion, the 2013 Harper's Ferry quarter is much more than just a beautiful design. It's a historically significant coin that could be worth far more than face value. If you're lucky enough to find one in mint condition or discover a rare mint error, you could potentially own a piece of American history worth as much as $33,000. Last unique coin, we're going to dive into a truly special coin, the 2017 Ozark Riverways quarter. The Ozark Riverways quarter is part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a series that honors national parks and historic sites across the United States. This quarter, minted in 2017, is dedicated to the Ozark National Scenic Riverways, located in Missouri. This park is a treasure trove of natural beauty and history, featuring pristine rivers and a rich cultural past that includes Native American history, early American pioneers, and even the Civil War. The Ozark Riverways quarter features a stunning design that highlights the beauty of this national park. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll see an image of a canoe with a paddler navigating the Jack's Fork River, one of the main rivers that run through the park. In the background, you'll find lush trees and hills, representing the natural landscape that makes the Ozark National Scenic Riverways a beloved location for nature lovers and history buffs alike. The words, Ozark Riverways, are inscribed on the coin, along with Missouri and 2017, denoting both the location and the year of minting. But let's get to the part that has coin collectors buzzing, the value. What makes this coin especially interesting is that, like all coins in the America the Beautiful Quarters program, there are limited mintages and special versions of the Ozark Riverways quarter that could make it highly valuable. The Ozark Riverways quarter is part of a series that celebrates some of the most iconic national parks in the country, and over time, these coins have become more and more sought after by collectors around the world. One of the things that collectors look for when determining the value of a coin is its condition. If you find an uncirculated Ozark Riverways quarter, it may be worth more than face value. Uncirculated coins are those that have not been in circulation and have not suffered from the wear and tear that comes with regular use. They retain their original shine and luster, making them far more valuable to collectors. If you're lucky enough to find a proof version of the Ozark Riverways quarter, you could be holding on to a real gem. Proof coins are specially minted for collectors and have a mirror-like finish that sets them apart from the standard circulating versions. Proof coins often come in limited quantities, and because of this rarity, they tend to be much more valuable than regular coins. But here's where it gets really exciting. The true value of a coin can dramatically increase if it contains any kind of mint error. Mint errors occur when something goes wrong during the production process, leading to coins that are unique or don't meet the intended specifications. These kinds of errors, like double strikes, off-center prints, or misaligned dies, can make a coin extremely valuable. In fact, some coins with minting errors have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars. If you happen to find a 2017 Ozark Riverways quarter with a mint error, you could potentially have a rare coin that's worth a lot more than you ever imagined. Now, you may be wondering just how much a coin like this could actually be worth. After all, there are plenty of quarters circulating that aren't worth much more than their face value. But here's the thing. If you happen to find a well-preserved Ozark Riverways quarter in exceptional condition, or even a proof version, the value can go much higher. Coins like this are often purchased by collectors who are looking for specific years, mints, or designs, and they'll pay a premium for coins that meet their criteria. In some cases, special edition or error coins from this series can fetch impressive sums. The Ozark Riverways quarter, for instance, has been known to reach values as high as $21,000. That's right, a single quarter that you could find in your change could be worth $21,000 if it meets the right criteria and is in exceptional condition. What makes this coin even more intriguing is the fact that it features a national park that's not as widely known as some of the other famous parks featured in the America the Beautiful Quarters program. This means that collectors are eager to find coins from this series, and as fewer and fewer are left in circulation, their value only continues to rise. To wrap things up, the 2017 Ozark Riverways quarter is not just a beautiful tribute to one of America's hidden gems, but it's also a coin with real investment potential. Whether you're an experienced collector or just starting to explore the world of numismatics, finding an uncirculated, proof, or mint error version of this quarter could set you up with a valuable piece of history. If you're fortunate enough to have one of these coins in your collection, don't be quick to dismiss it as just another quarter. Take the time to inspect it closely for any unique features, and if you're unsure about its value, consider getting it professionally graded. Who knows? Your 2017 Ozark Riverways quarter might just be worth a lot more than you think, and it could be worth as much as $21,000. So, keep your eyes peeled, check your change carefully, and happy collecting. You never know what rare treasure might be just around the corner.